through Blancham on the flat left-hander, 200 mile an hour carried through there as he comes in toward the bus stop chicane, looking to try and improve on his lap. The Shizuman in the Williams, coming through there for the final couple of corners, on the run to the line. Is he going to try and put everyone out of sight? Tom on the run to the line. Does, but might not be enough. 40.9, he's 2.3 of route, he's invalidated coming through the middle sector. Keki also down in his lap, Tom, as well, I believe. He's actually coming through, in towards Fania chicane, so he's actually on a lap coming through the Fania chicane right now. And we'll see what the Mercedes man can do out on track. Rick there is coming through the final couple of corners. Marlon goes quickest, 40.8. Big lap from him, and Keki's a 1:12.8 in the middle sector, looking absolutely huge. The NLR man could yet defeat Marlon in this pole position battle on the run toward Blanchamon. Keki right up with this lap time. He's on board with Tom, certainly, in terms of this, but he needs to find a 10th of a second from somewhere. So I think on board with Rick by mistake. Keki now in toward the final couple of corners, through the bus stop chicane. Can the Finn do it as Enzo goes second as well? Keki to the line, doesn't, and it absolutely collides with the McLaren to the line. In the end, doesn't, but does improve. A 40.903 goes ahead of Tom. Very good lap from him, but late stages of qualifying, fantastic lap. It's Marlon out on top. The PSGL F1 man needed more airtime from me, who's the co-commentator of PSGL F1, but in the end, it's Marlon out on top. Enzo in second, Keki in third, however, with the 5-place scrum penalty for illegal blocking, he's going to be down in 8th position. What a thrilling end to qualifying. Seems like the 5 red lights are about to come on. I was going to ask you for your top 3, but here come the 5 red lights here in Belgium for the Race of Legends, and it is lights out and away we go, and Marlon gets a very good start. Enzo alongside him will try and pull across, but Marlon gets a phenomenal start and leads in towards turn 1. Tom dives to the inside line of Enzo, a little bit of contact further down the field. Rodadell again in position, and Cagino in the mid-pack as everyone's clean through turn 1 safely. As soon as I say that, Tomo is in the wall, and then there's a VSC deployed already out on track as Tom gets the move done on Enzo, coming through Arouge and Radion before that VSC period had came out. And it's Marlon out on top, Tom in second, Enzo there in third. I did switch the safety car to reduced. Luckily, it's a VSC, not a full one.
But that was a good battle between Cudino and Keke there. He took a fully advantage around the outside with the benefits of the medium compound tires. I saw that move. He had a lovely drive around the outside of Puon.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Marlon picks up a drive-through penalty right on the Delta time. He was actually coming through the midpoint of turn number 1 at La Source when he picked up that. So 5-place grid penalty. A drive-through penalty, I should say, for Marlon.
So Tom is the leader of this DRS train. This DRS train goes from 1st to 9th then. So no advantage from the guys further behind as they're all carrying the same speed down the straight then. So they'll be stuck in that DRS train waiting for the race to go on. First thing, you'll just see drivers just sticking with each other as Tom there is under huge pressure from Enzo right behind us. Enzo flies the DRS, very easy move indeed. Well, what about the Red Bull of Devin? Will he make it being second in the DRS training rather than third? And he will do. He goes around the outside and he overtakes it before the corner. So that's nice there from Devin. He moves himself up into second place, taking advantage of the DRS there off Tom, who is vulnerable on the straight.
And his rhythm, and hopefully then he doesn't blow up like Tadej Pogacar in the Tour de France today as Cagino goes around the outside of Rick into the Fania chicane. Brilliant move by Cagino. I know he's on a set of mediums compared to a set of hards, but that is remarkable from the PGS man. Welcome back to PGS, Cagino. Fantastic stuff. Oh, he nearly loses it, and I nearly butcher him in terms of the commentator's curse, but he's just about got away with it, and now Rodadell's on the offensive, coming now down in towards Blanchimon once again, and Rodadell's going to try and catch on the back of Cagino. Cagino, I was about to say, brilliant recovery in terms of that spin, or that slight half spin, and a brilliant overtake, and now he's under pressure from Rodadell, but he's got to keep the position until the stop chicane. Cagino, PGS, we have not missed them at all.
They're all bunched up. Devin's going for a move. He takes the lead of the race off Enzo. Now what about Tom further behind? That is very close indeed. And Devin makes the corner though. He stays ahead of Enzo with Tom right to the back. We've got Cunino overtaking Radadol there for P5. And he moves himself up there into 5th place. What a race it's been so far. But here comes Devin then on Enzo, going side by side with him as he moves himself up into 1st place. But here comes Shizu Tom going up the inside into Lacombe. Has he made it stick? Yes, he has. Nice move there from Tom to put his Williams back up into P2. They're all bunched up together. One of these drivers make a mistake, it could cost hugely from the guy behind. Being so close cause a constitutive effect as well.
Cagino was looking really quick compared to everyone else. Now the mediums, I think, are beginning to hit the cliff. Rick is right on the back of him, and Devon's going to go for the race lead on the back of Tom as well. Here comes Devon, the Dutchman, to the outside line, running down the Camel Straight. Easy move as you like. Rick catching Cagino as well. Cagino actually catching Ruti. Ruti caught completely off guard into the Lecom. Ruti tries to go all the way around the outside and holds onto the position. Cagino there did not want to let any inch of room given. Again, fantastic racing between the PGS man and the NLR man. If that's a sign of things to come, I will love that battle going forward in EML. But Enzo on the back of Tom. Oh, and Tom actually tries to go around the outside of Devon and all of that as well. Enzo's going to be caught unawares to the outside line, gets the job done. Tom completely late on the brakes, but look at the switchback that he gets down in towards Bruxelles. Tom now on the inside line of Enzo. The Frenchman will fight this for its hard content, but the Brit's going to come out on top, and that's the Entente Cordiale in full action there. Tom through and he's into second. Enzo there in third. Ruti there down in fourth.
Especially, oh, Tom slided through the corners there in the bus stop chicane, just locking up the rears.
Enzo
look
in.
at this. We've got Enzo in the pits. 12 laps to go in the mediums, it seems.
Enzo into the pit lane. Again, it's halfway stage, I'm not really surprised, but I don't know the tyre length around here. If it's anything like the last game, tyres would go off towards the end of the race. Enzo's taking a little bit of a gamble here if that is the case. If the mediums are better, and people can confirm that in the chat, and the mediums are better around this track on this game compared to F1 22.
Yeah, so Enzo has triggered the undercut threat from the guys ahead, pitting early, but he's stuck behind the Red Bull. He needs to clear the Red Bull. Marlon as quickly as he can then, getting compromised in these slow speed corners, gives him a bit of a shove as well, for good measure out of the corner. Marlon's not giving up the spiping on all the tyres. Enzo's going to sneak up the inside. It's going to be so close between these two.
How?
Bit of contact made, but Enzo's ahead. That was crucial for Enzo not to get stuck behind, and the Red Bull now is under pressure from Radadar right behind as Marlon's on the older medium compound tyres. Tom is in the pit lane along with Devon. They responded to the undercut from Enzo as well. Let's see how this turns out. As Enzo gained an advantage, or was it a disadvantage to be stuck behind the Red Bull as Radadar continues his pursuit to get past the Red Bulls? Can't quite do so either, as the Red Bull stays ahead momentarily.
Yeah, Marlon could actually try and get toward the end of the race on these medium compound tyres as well, but look at where Radadal's going to come out compared to the rest of the field. There they are coming out of the pit lane on the right-hand side. Radadal stuck in behind Marlon, who goes very deep in towards turn number one. And look at the run that Radadal gets, and he's on the back of Rick coming in towards the Rouge and Radion. Do you know what? He's actually passing Rick down the straight into a Rouge and Radion, and now all hell's about to break loose in the race of legends. Devon on the back of Enzo for the race lead. Ruti there on the back of Tom. Radadal getting under pressure from Rick. Marlon and Daniel, and it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. In Noah's Ark formation we go, down the Camel straight toward Lake Om, and Devon just about gets the job done. He's through and he's into the lead of the race, or the net lead of the race, with Keki still staying out there, as we are, as Radadal, speaking of which, is on the outside line of Daniel. Devon on the outside line of Enzo, down the inside, in fact, in toward Lake Om, gets the job done. So the Red Bull through on the Ferrari, also Ferrari through on the Mercedes, on the Aston Martin further down the field. Keki now warming up his tyres, Mateo's through on Lifeboat as well, and all of that, and it's Tom that still leads the way from Devon in second, Enzo there in third.
Towards Radion, pulls to the left hand side. DRS enabled. What about Enzo? Will he follow through? Look at the overspeed he has. He has good straight line speed as Enzo. Here we go then, on the Camel straight, and Tom falls down to P3, unfortunately for him. So
oh, look at Enzo.
Here comes Enzo then once again. That was a late move there to overtake Devon. And man, Tom fancy a move up the inside. Oh, that was so close. The fact that he didn't spin, that was so close. Too close for comfort, and Tom there could have ended very badly, but thankfully only went to a slide and not a spin, and remains in P3.
Enzo, Devon, Tom, Ruti, Rick and Keki, pretty much, what, a tenth and a half separating each other for the race lead as Enzo now under pressure from Devon. Devon draws alongside the Dutchman on the back of the Frenchman, I should say, and the Frenchman now under pressure from Tom. Here comes the Brit to the inside line on the back of Enzo. To the inside line, beautiful move down the inside line. Lacombe gets the job done. I believe Rick's also made a move past Ruti.
We've got an AlphaTauri
oh,
in the
no!
Oh no! Made contact with the AlphaTauri and he's out of the race. What a worst possible scenario. Ghosty wasn't on and he made contact with the AlphaTauri who's stricken off the track. That is incredible. Unfortunately there for Tom. He is out of this race by a back marker and the safety cars came out too. Who is now going to etch themselves into history as Daniel's been given a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Caginio's absolutely flown off the map. He's coming through Blanchimont and has jumped ahead of everyone else. And I do not know how that has happened. Devon now has to pass the whole field. Caginio's going to have to get back in position. And now the safety car restart. It's just terrible. There's contact as well. And that's Rick, I think, that's made contact with the back of Enzo. What is going on? He just outbroke himself. What is going on? Like you said, I'm not quite sure if these guys are the same lobby or not, but Kino completely went flying past everybody. But off we go then for the safety car restart. Rick is out of contention for a race win. Then it's down to Enzo. His first target on the mediums is Benny as he goes down the inside into turn of one. Has he made the stick? Yes, he has. A bit of a shove, but that's racing hard but fair. And Enzo then up into P2. He's got one lap left to chase after Devin. Devin, however, blitzerating the ERS, trying to stay ahead, trying to push as hard as he can to keep ahead of Enzo. The benefit he has is no DRS whatsoever into Lecom then, so he's down into the top two to decide who wins this race.
It is indeed, and Devon, I was about to say, I thought he got away with that one. But looking side by side, Ruti on the back of Benny. My word, what a late break that is down into Bruxelles. Brilliant stuff from the NLR man. Makes Benny look like an absolute ordinary driver, I've got to be honest. He is no ordinary man in there in fourth. He's on that set of mediums and he is struggling. And Ruti now all of a sudden is up to third. Fantastic stuff by the Finn. Devon leading the way. This is where, though, Enzo and Ruti are going to be so much better. They're going to try and punish now Devon in towards Blanchimont. He's on the outside line. In towards Blanchimont is the Frenchman. But the Frenchman gets the job done on the Dutchman. He's through and he's into the lead. Here comes Ruti on the back of these guys as well. And look at Ruti's speed. 210 mile an hour. Look at him. He's absolutely been shot out of a cannon to the outside line of the bus stop. Not going to get the job done there. Benny side by side with Matteo, who's recovering very well in this race as well. But Enzo leads, Devon second, Ruti in third. If I was in a betting shop right now, I'd be betting on Ruti, because there he goes, down the inside on Devon, gets the job done on the brakes, and now he can set after Enzo. And if he carries 210 mile an hour like through Blanchimont, he's going to be right there at the end of the finish. On the back of Enzo, in towards Blanchimont. Red fuel light now flashing on the back end there of the Ferrari. He's going to wait to the bus stop chicane. Gets the switch back out of Blanchimont. In towards the bus stop chicane. He's on the outside line as the Finn. On the back of the Frenchman. It's now, well, who wants it most for the race of legend? Ruti's gone deep and Ruti re-locks. And it's going to be Enzo, the new kid on the block, who's going to take the race of legends victory. Enzo to the line wins. Matteo gets second. Ruti there in third. However, Ruti has been given a 5-second penalty. An unserved penalty, which I didn't see actually get picked up. Devon has got the same there as well.
Incredible race in there. And look at Matteo, who hasn't been on the podium once in this race. Finds himself a P2 as he overtook Devon before Blanchimont as well. Pressure was high between Root Hullet there and Enzo. Side by side going into the bus stop chicane. Unfortunately, Root Hullet locked up into the bus stop chicane and rear locked up and gave the position back to Enzo. The Frenchman, the new kid on the block, like you said, did a fantastic job in this race. He takes the victory.